How's it going, Chill Zone? My name is Sybil, or Cal, one of the two, and I'm joined with Rye this week.
And I'm Rye.
Okay. Technical difficulties halted last week, unfortunately. We recorded for an hour and a half, and someone lost their audio, unfortunately, so... Yeah.
Yeah, the old system crashed, so, as soon as they were about to stop the record button, everything just crashed. And it was what is life? Yeah.
It was upsetting, but we had to deal with it. Anyway, so, we're not covering the past week, 2 weeks. We missed 2 weeks?
I mean, yeah, 2 weeks, yes.
I don't remember why we missed that other week.
I think we've missed, the past 2 weeks. The other week was just, I don't know.
I can't remember why we missed
slipped
it.
by. It just happened.
I think we were all busy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that was it. Anyway, so we're not going to bother with those 2 weeks. Important stuff happened. But,
Yeah, but it's old news now,
It is nothing you can do about it. Anyway, so going through the news in chronological order from the week, because, no reason for it, just
This is just news from last Friday to this Friday, pretty much.
Yeah, so last week, WWE started filming their women's tournament, the Mae Young Classic. And it's being taped for some reason. Don't know why.
I really don't. This is the first tournament that they've ever taped, and so people are going to be less interested in it because they're going to know the results of the tournament, and that's all that really matters at the end is the result.
Oh, I'm avoiding the results completely.
I mean, I have been too. I'm just saying that, considering the fact that it's not live, it's going to have less appeal.
Yeah, I only know one result, and that's because I wanted to know if they let Kairi Sane keep her elbow drop.
Which they did. That was the only thing that I've seen from the
That's
tournament.
The only thing I've seen. I was like, does she keep the elbow drop? I'm gonna Google it. And then I found a clip of her hitting the elbow drop, and I'm like, okay, good. She can do it.
I think it's good that it's kind of like this. There's so many people that do the super kick, but if Shawn Michaels is in the company, it's this is Shawn Michaels' super kick. This is the super kick, Not your budget Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler we're talking about. These Shawn Michaels, because it's Bayley does the elbow drop, but it's but Kairi Sane's elbow drop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The only other thing
Bayley's elbow drop is just another elbow drop.
It was. And they were like, oh, it's in respect to Macho Man. And it's yeah, well, Punk was doing that 4 years ago. And
yeah,
Punk had a decent looking elbow drop. Could have been better.
Technically, I'd never thought about it, but there's a lot of wrestlers that technically do the elbow drop. Punk did it, Dean does it, even Shawn does it. That's his signature.
Dean does a different version of it, though. He does to the standing.
Yeah.
And, even Zack does it. Zack Ryder. Although he calls it the elbow drop.
He's been injured. It's funny because Zack is as red as Macho Man. But that's about it.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to look up, and I'm not going to, for the Mae Young Classic, is what finisher they're having Candice LeRae use. Because on the indie scene, she used Gargano's finish. Because obviously they're married, so... The submission that Gargano uses.
You say his signature or his finisher?
His submission finish.
Oh, submission finish, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Gargano Escape. If I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, she uses that, and I just want to know what she's using in WWE. Be cool if she was using it. Okay, so yeah, that's all we have to say about that, I guess. Next up that took place was one of the best shows on the network. Why'd they get rid of it? It's stupid. Talking Smack and Raw Talk, which wasn't as good, but still, they both got cancelled as weekly shows. And they didn't tell Renee Young or Daniel Bryan, the hosts of the show.
Yep.
Like, they both had to find out over Twitter, and they were both
because
a little
WWE
pissed.
just loves like they just love telling people stuff late.
Yeah, so like they announced that it's cancelled as a weekly show, meaning it's gonna it's only gonna happen after pay-per-view events.
Yeah.
What one are they gonna show?
I think it's pretty lame.
Here's a question that no one's been asking: what one's gonna run at the end of one of the big four? Talking Smack or Raw Talk?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the full question.
What one of the two shows is gonna run at the end of the big four events?
The big what events?
Big four.
4 events?
Mania, SummerSlam.
I'm sorry, my net it's just so freaking glitchy. It doesn't make any sense how glitchy this is. Okay. Oh, the big 4 events.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be after like every pay-per-view or something.
No, it is. But I'm saying, because there's 2 of them. There's Raw Talk as well. So what one would air?
What do you mean?
Right, so you know how there's Talking Smack?
Yeah.
Raw have their own version called Raw Talk.
Mm-hmm.
What one of them, because if they're both going to air after a pay-per-view, Raw Talk would air after the Raw ones, Talking Smack would air after the SmackDown ones. Oh, yeah. What one airs at the end? I don't know.
Maybe they would just... To be fair, Vince doesn't really like it anyway. He could just decide to not show it at all.
Well, spoiler alert, the ending goal for this is to just eliminate the shows completely.
I mean, yeah, not really a spoiler alert. Like, I knew about that. Like, that was kind of like, you know, something that those are his future intentions.
Yeah, but Talking Smack was so good.
I know, but like he just feels as if, it doesn't go enough with the storyline, and you know we can't be having that. We gotta make sure we got these nice written and scripted corny scripts that the wonderful main roster writers write. We gotta make sure it fits with the storyline.
Even though Talking Smack is what got The Miz over with his,
pretty much. Because
that's what birthed the Daniel Bryan feud. Was when he shot at him on Talking Smack.
I think Talking Smack is, it's an amazing concept because you get to see them, like, become, I guess, grow more, I forgot, what's the term? Become, like, more into themselves? I don't know. I don't remember the saying. But it's just, you get to see them more natural. It's not like, we are following this script. We state this very corny line, and it's like, that was pretty lame. You're like, I'm sorry, man. I had to say that because it's kind of in the script, you know? Like, some people have creative freedom. Believe it or not, this entire WWE reign for Jinder Mahal, he actually has full creative freedom.
I don't believe that, though.
He still gets suggestions from, like, Vince and everything, but he says that overall he has full creative freedom.
So it was his choice to do the anti-America gimmick.
The what gimmick?
The anti-America thing.
I didn't say he had, like, I actually know I did say full creative freedom, but he does have creative freedom, let's put it that way.
I don't know. It's just a shame, because, like, Daniel Bryan especially was funny on that show. Because he just didn't care. Like, at all. Anyway, so after a small cut in audio, have fun. I'm going to have fun editing that. Next up in the news, we got the 4 horsewomen of the WWE. Except not, because Sasha wasn't there. So it's the 3 horsewomen.
Yeah.
They
essentially
had a verbal face-off at the Mae Young tapings with the original 4 horsewomen, known to be from the MMA world, specifically UFC. And it was obviously that second name, I'm gonna butcher that. I'm not gonna say
it. Looks like Jessamine Duke. Now the first one looks like Marina Shafir, I think Shafir sounds like it's the one that sounds more like it's supposed to. Shafir sounds like it sounds more like what it is.
Yeah, the one everyone knows, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the woman competing in the Mae Young Classic, Shayna Baszler. I think I said that right.
Yeah, it's like WWE has like an extreme, like, I don't know. They have this hard on for like MMA fighters right now or something.
Oh, you know she's gonna go either to main or to NXT and be female Brock Lesnar.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of MMA and WWE crossing these days, especially considering that like MMA is so mainstream, of course, and like so many more people are getting into it. So having that crossover, these real fighters cross over into like the scripted, what's the word for it? Choreographed world, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the whole wrestling's fake, it's not fake thing. Because it is and it isn't at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the reason why I use the words. Yeah.
It's fake in that.
This is the reason why I use the words choreographed.
Yeah. The best way to describe it is it's fake as in the win is predetermined. But apart from that, they legitimately hit each other. They legitimately jump on each other. Like, granted, they don't legitimately punch each other in the face. They punch each other in, like, the shoulder or something. But, like, that's still a punch to, like, the shoulder.
Art. It's just wrestling is pretty much, it's a fight. It's an artistic fight, let's put it that way. It's made where, like, it looks nice and everything, but, like, you don't have to legitimately, like, kill someone, you know? Like, these moves are freaking devastating, especially the ones of the indies. And the most notable being the pile driver. But it's the way how that's the reason why you have to be trained to do this. And why, if you're just trying to do it and like, oh, let me pile drive someone, you might legitimately kill someone or, like, paralyze them.
Well, saying that...
Which sometimes that does happen.
Yeah, that does happen, but saying that as well...
Yep.
In case, for some reason, there's someone wanting to get into wrestling watching this, and they can't afford... Oh, my Discord just... Jesus.
What?
My Discord just kind of reloaded itself really quickly.
Oh, wow.
That was weird. Just freaked me out. Like, you can be self-trained in pro wrestling. Just getting that out real quick.
Yeah, you can.
Like, CM Punk was self-trained. If you watch the Best in the World documentary, which is on the network, which I find hilarious. He admits, like, he was self-trained. There's a Kevin Owens interview where he says, like, oh, Sami Zayn, yeah, he's self-trained. So you can do it. You just might nearly kill a few people.
Yep.
You might,
That's the only thing when you train yourself.
You may end up being Owen Hart giving a pile driver to Stone Cold. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the pile driver's banned, by the way. Someone broke their neck.
Even people that are trained to mess up.
Well, like, WWE have banned it. The only guys who are allowed to do it is Taker and Kane sometimes. Yeah.
But that's because they not only do they trust them because they're veterans, but also because they have the height for it. They're like almost 7 foot, both of them.
That's like one of the few things that I'm curious with when Adam Cole comes to WWE. Because his finish is a flip pile driver.
Yeah. I mean, well, of course they're going to change it, you know. I mean, you can still have a pretty awesome finisher and it not be the one you had originally. Like, you don't have to have one of the most dangerous finishers to, you know. Like, I almost thought that Styles was going to be able to have his, but the danger with that is just wrestlers being so used to tucking their head, you know.
Yeah, and to take Styles Clash, you extend, you look up, you don't look down.
Yeah.
Like, there's a video of James Ellsworth nearly getting himself killed because he tucked. And then AJ getting his knee in the way and stopping it. And that just kind of shows how skilled AJ is. Which is pretty cool.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, that was a nice little, I guess, social media thing there. Of course, we know, I mean, most of these people, actually, no, all of the 4 horsewomen in WWE, I don't believe any of them have, like, any kind of martial arts experience other than Becky Lynch. Like, I guess, like, legitimate, like, extended martial arts training.
Well, Becky's screwing an MMA fighter, so.
Huh? Oh,
her boyfriend's an MMA fighter, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know her boyfriend's an MMA, but I thought you had said that she was, like, she had a little career of her own, like, in the
She might have, I don't know. At minimal, she's probably been trained a little bit by her boyfriend. Like, I imagine that happened at some point. really bugging me. I can't tell if it's raining outside or not. It's gonna bug me. Oh, you muted again. Not again. We'll check if it's raining. Oh, back. I'm still checking if it's raining.
But the next one, I guess, the next subject is pretty extensive. It has to do with the whole drama with Alberto and Paige and their thousands of problems.
Yeah. Do you want to explain it? Because... yeah.
But yeah, apparently the Knight family, they own an organization called a wrestling organization called the World Association of Wrestling, also known as the WAW. And I believe I said that correctly, yes. And he was the undisputed world heavyweight champion for that brand, which is, if people don't know, that is Paige's family. They're the Knight family. But her father claims that they kind of made an amicable agreement together, that it was the best decision or whatever, and that he wasn't like stripped of the title. It was more like a business decision, even though he does admit that they do have issues that had nothing, not exactly that they had nothing to do with it, but it wasn't just like, oh, complete bad blood, I'm just stripping you of the title.
Yeah, he vacated the championship.
Yeah. But yeah, they just don't like Alberto, honestly. Like, they admit to the fact that they don't like him, and they think that, especially after the battery accident, they think that he's beating on her and that he's a bad influence.
No, well, something that's not in our list. Rumors are going around that Paige has been charged for battery herself. Like, it's... for somehow it turned about that apparently Paige has been abusing him.
I put it up there.
What, that she's being charged, rumoredly?
Yeah, it's somewhere probably like mixed in there. Yeah, Paige may be charged with battery. That was like before NXT. It's just so smushed together, you know. I should have spaced it.
Oh no, rumors having that she has been charged with battery. Like, she's been
convicted? Because charged convicted. And convicted are two totally different things.
She hasn't been convicted. She's been charged.
Well, yeah, she's been charged. Oh, I put maybe charged. Sorry, I meant to put maybe convicted. Yeah.
It was just that wording then. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah.
Ignore my stupid opinions.
But yeah, that happened. I guess I should go on and get things open for Raw, you know. That was a very interesting Raw.
Raw was... Go away, Chipmunk movie. Not Chip... It wasn't a Chipmunk movie. It was a Nut Job 2 ad. Close enough. Tell me when you got the page open.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, so running down Raw of the 9 segments. Raw kicked off with Dean Ambrose. He called out Miz and his Miztourage. I actually hate that name for them.
Love them?
What, the name?
Oh, the name.
The name, the Miztourage. Like, do you have an opinion on the name, or do you not care?
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, I'm not overly... I'm not... It's okay with me. Like, I'm not... It's not even, like, a big thing. Like, oh, this is really cool, you know. I feel substantially indifferent about it.
I don't like it. Yeah, anyway. So, Miz was calling up the Miz in the Miztourage. He had a chair in his hand that he named Steely Dan. Because Ambrose, the crazy person, has to be goofy.
And also, most important, like before Miz even came out, there was a huge tension between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. You know, they had a very serious, like, heartfelt promo going on there before Miz came out and interrupted it. You know,
no, what
he was asking Seth to hit him with a chair.
Yeah, that's the bit that I loved, because they called back Dean. To the event 3 years ago when Seth destroyed the Shield. He used a steel chair and drove it into Dean and Roman's back. And so Seth was like, Ambrose is bringing that up. And Seth just went, that was 3 years ago. I deal with that. What's it going to take for you to trust me? And Ambrose didn't say anything. So he was like, okay then. So he walked up towards the hard cam, stood there when it hit me. And the bit that I love is that Ambrose cares that little bit enough about Seth that he couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at WWE actually doing some good writing for one.
Yeah.
using symbolism, using archetypes. What is this witchcraft?
Yeah, Seth to try and get Dean to trust him, because for some reason Roman does already. Didn't explain that. He asked him to hit him with the chair, and Ambrose, I think he brought the chair back to do it. I think he brought it back, and then he tossed it out of the ring, and then they talked off mic. And then Miz and his entourage came out. Miz said,
and they just beat the crap out of him.
Miz said some stuff, and then they all got chairs and beat him up. And then Miz hit Rollins with a skull-crushing finale, face first into an open chair. I really like that. Just right into a chair. I don't know why. It's nothing against Seth or anything. I just thought it was really cool that they did it on an open chair and not a chair laid flat out on the ring.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really solid segment with, of course, 4 of their most... Well, I guess 3. I mean, Curtis and Bo aren't bad, which is the reason why that segment wasn't terrible. Both of them, I mean, he was a bloody champion. And Curtis, I mean, he's not bad. He's just been a jobber for a while.
Well, Curtis is a former IC champion.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, with Dean, he's very hit and miss. You can tell when he cares and when he doesn't. He's like Orton. You can tell when Orton cares when he doesn't care.
But the next match was Alexa Bliss versus Bayley, which is pretty meh. And so after the match I guess was pretty much important. Sasha Banks came out, because Nia Jax was ringside. She came out during the match, and Sasha came as backup or whatever, and beat down Nia Jax outside, distracted Alexa Bliss, and then she got her absolute garbage finisher on Alexa Bliss. And so they had this whole argument backstage about, hey, I deserve a championship. No, I deserve a championship title match. And so now they're supposed to compete on Monday for the number 1 contendership.
Who? Bayley and
Sasha. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to do what they did with Braun. Was that this week or last week?
What did they do with Braun? Oh, yeah, Braun saved us. How could we forget that?
Yeah, that was this week. It was what I said was going to happen. I'll get to that later. I said this a little while back, and it would happen. It's in the sky.
But yeah, the next match was, well, the thing is, I'm not very fond of tag matches to begin with, especially not with singles wrestlers, and especially not with cruiserweights. I mean, come on, cruiserweights already have the thing that they're cruiserweights.
Can we talk about one thing real quick? I really want to talk about it. They stopped giving the cruiserweights a speckle ring. They have the normal ring mat, and the red ropes is not all purple anymore. They're slowly treating them like normal stars.
Yeah, that is true.
It's either showing that Vince doesn't care for them anymore, or they're very slowly treating them like normal stars. Which is good, because they shouldn't be singled out as different when they appear on Raw. That's what's killing them.
Yeah.
So,
it's purple puts emphasis on, hey, this is different. This is the bad different. This is the cruiserweights.
They still have the stage all purpley and stuff, which is stupid still.
Yeah. I didn't watch this match, to be completely honest. I don't even know who the winner was. Oh, it was Gallagher and LA.
Yeah,
actually, no, I didn't watch it, but I had it playing, on the stream and everything.
Yeah, Gallagher was in the match for most of it. He tagged out, and Ali hit his inverted 450 to win.
Oh, yeah, I remember that finish.
Yeah, that's all Ali did. Speaking of Ali, Disney are trying to make an Aladdin movie, and for some reason, WWE is silently pushing for them to cast Muhammad Ali, as Aladdin. I don't know why.
Oh, darn. Oh, darn.
WWE want Disney's money. I feel like that's it.
I didn't notice it until I saw the what you call it, Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I missaw something.
What are you talking about?
No, I thought I had misread something. I was about to like say it, but I was just checking to make sure before I said it.
Okay, next up in the show, it was a segment. Enzo came out talking about risks and stuff. He took shots at Big Cass. Cass came out to fight Enzo, but Enzo ran away, jumped behind the crowd, got a little kid, and sat with him to watch.
Because I'm still a face, yay.
Yeah, to watch Cass do something, and everyone's like, well, what's going to happen? And then Big Show came out, and it was a pretty decent brawl, to be fair, between the two big men.
Yeah. Even though I don't think with like that level of charisma that Big Cass is going to get too many places.
Well, he's being trained by Big Show in the ring, at least, so he should develop...
Yeah.
He should develop past Braun, because he's already decent.
Because it's like Braun, whenever he was first in the ring, he was like absolutely terrible. At least Braun had like he'd had an aura about him. Like, you knew he had something. It was just like he was an absolutely terrible wrestler.
Yeah. Anyway, so Cass wound up beating the Big Show in the brawl. Do you think he busted him open a little bit from what I remember? I can't remember. And then Enzo got in the ring, just got kicked in the face.
Yeah. And so Cass just left the ring like victorious, having beat up a little like Enzo and then like a Big Show, because I don't know, push reasons.
Next up, we had a match. It was again a rematch from last week, but we didn't talk about it because we didn't film last week.
And they're gonna have another freaking rematch next week, which is just so freaking stupid. Except to mix it up, they're making it a gimmick match.
It's no DQ, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Finn Balor versus Elias Samson. Samson has been doing pretty good since coming to Maine.
Yeah.
A lot better than he did in NXT. Him and Balor had the match. Samson got over throughout the first part of the match. Balor then took over. Fight moved to the outside when Samson smashed him over the head with a guitar and legitimately hurt Balor.
He showed his stitches.
Yeah, I think he was meant to hit him in the arm, but he actually hit him in the head.
Yeah.
And cut his head open, so...
Yep.
People at the time were worried that Balor might be concussed again. Luckily, he wasn't. And then Bray appeared. So this feud's happening again. This, from what I remember, this is the third time they've teased this. It's the third time the charm for Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Who knows? Next up, more of the cruiserweights. Akira Tozawa took on Arya Daivari. Poor Daivari, man.
It was actually a pretty decent segment since, Akira Tozawa is one of those few Japanese people in the WWE that have, like, pretty solid English.
That and he has amazing facial. Movements.
Expressions.
Yeah, that thing. It started out as a backstage segment with Daivari telling Tozawa, like, you're a disgrace, blah, 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 and that he could beat him. So Tozawa was like, I want a match. He had a match, and through the match, Daivari walked over Tozawa's left shoulder, because apparently he injured it at some point. I assume in the match with Neville? But I don't remember that happening.
Oh, what do you mean?
When Tozawa supposedly injured his left shoulder the first time. Because I don't remember it being injured.
You mean the chest, when his chest was wrapped up?
Or was his shoulder? So yeah, chest,
or his
shoulder.
arm or whatever.
Yeah. Did that happen in the match with Neville? Or in the tag match? It happened at some point.
Did it have something to do with, like, the extension from Rings of Saturn? Like the way how the body wraps in Rings of Saturn?
Maybe. It may be something off of 205 Live that I just haven't seen. Because I barely watch 205 Live. Because
everyone watches that. Because who watches 205 Live?
I can remember 3 matches from 205 Live, because they're the only 3 matches I've watched.
It's really sad. Like, honestly, like, I'm one of those people that's, like, watching all wrestling, but this 205 Live is just...
No, the only matches from 205 Live I've watched was the Gentleman's Brawl thing between Gallagher and Daivari. The hardcore match between Tozawa and Kendrick. and then the I Quit match between Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander. I've only watched gimmick matches because they're the only good ones.
I've only seen T.J. Perkins versus Neville. That was pretty much it.
I didn't even catch that. I couldn't be asked. Yeah, so Tozawa had his shoulder walked over the full match, and then Titus told the referee to stop. So the referee stopped the match. Daivari was declared the winner, and Tozawa was pieced. Yeah,
I'm okay with the fact that Titus O'Neil is a manager now. Like, I never thought that I would say that, but like I'm pretty okay with it. Like, he almost elevates them, and it's really weird.
Well, Tozawa's probably going to beat the piss out of Daivari next week.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Tozawa loses again, especially since he's meant to get a match against Neville at SummerSlam. Next up was the biggest meme of the night, because it's been a meme ever since. If you keep up with Twitter and stuff.
Oy vey, this freaking segment. And like, this is supposed to... Oh, sorry.
I'm wondering, is this... Okay, it is. Anyway, yeah, go on what you're saying.
Oh, I was just going to say that, like, this was supposed to be mentioned later because this is news that happened afterwards, but it doesn't matter. It's totally related. The reason why they even chose to do this, and, like, they chose Jason over his partner, Gable.
Well, we haven't told him what it is yet. We just said the next segment.
Huh?
We haven't explained what it is. I just said the next segment, which is a meme now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kurt Angle revealed
kind of already out there now.
Yeah, but shush. Kurt Angle revealed his big secret, and he has an illegitimate child, whose name is Jason Jordan, a black man.
Yep.
A black man who wrestles. That's literally all I understand for this. Continue with what you were saying, please.
Well, actually, he's biracial in real life, which makes it even more funny. Because I've seen his wedding pictures. You can see his mom and his dad, and his mom is white, and his dad is black. But the reason why they even went with Jason over Chad Gable is because they were trying to like make a little jokey like poke and jab at Kurt Angle, like dating a lot of black women in his early days when he was younger. Yeah, that's why they chose it. Like, there was a reason for that.
This is reportedly going to lead to Jordan getting a mid-card push.
Yep. It's supposed to be an extended type storyline.
His tag partner Gable getting a mid-card push on SmackDown. Talk more in depth about that later. Here's a quick question.
That makes me happy because both of them are incredible athletes.
Yeah, here's a question though. Out of Gable and Jordan, who do you think will succeed the most in the end?
I feel like with Kurt Angle by his side, he kind of has an advantage. But Chad Gable has the wrestling advantage because he knows all the fancy stuff. You know, he was actually an Olympian. So
yeah, he wasn't a gold medalist. He was just an Olympian.
Yep. So it's hard to say because, I mean, you have someone as over as Kurt Angle by your side. You know, that's a huge advantage. It's not to say that Chad Gable isn't talented. He very much is. It's just that, I mean, imagine if you said, like, Chad Gable had Kurt Angle, people would say without a doubt, oh, most definitely. You know Chad Gable is going to be more successful than Jason Jordan. But it's like they're almost equal now. Because, you know, it's like what Jason lacked in, like, I guess, fancy moves, he now has Kurt.
He makes up for in Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Out of the two, I'd have to give a slight edge to Gable, simply because he's smaller and the fans can get behind that more, and he can get what Sami Zayn should get eventually, which is the Daniel Bryan treatment. Where the fans just want to support him so much that he becomes the most over guy in the company. I can imagine Gable really getting that. And because he's really small.
Yeah. This is the thing that confuses me. On the wiki, is that his build height, or is that like his official height that they took from whenever he was a part of the Olympics?
What, Gable?
I think it says 5'8". I think he's the same height as Bryan, but I may be wrong. I'm not sure if that's his build height or if that's his real height.
Let me look. Chad Gable.
Because Gable doesn't look as short as Neville.
Gable. His build height is 5'8".
Oh, wow. So then he has to be Neville's height, which is weird. He doesn't look that short. Neville is built at 5'8".
Dude, his build weight is 202 pounds. Put him in the cruiserweight division. He'd actually be really good.
He would be, but like the way how he's his body build, it doesn't. He can get away with being in the heavyweight division, is what I'm saying.
So could Neville. Neville's ripped.
He's ripped, but it's like
Neville's a ripped midget.
Gable comes off as having like a bit more fat, which gives him more bulk.
I think it's because he's got like a chubby face.
Huh?
It's because he's got like what I call chubby face, which is where they still have like face fat. It's not even a bad thing. I actually think it's funny, but like he has chubby face.
Oh, you mean Gable?
Gable, yeah.
It's a good thing that works in his favor. Like at least he's not short and like looks.
Stupid.
At least he doesn't look what his weight is.
Yeah. Whereas Neville is just short and ripped. Like, dude is just scary, man. Next up, just before the main event, we had... Oh. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just about to transition, but you're doing it now, so...
Hey, great minds think alike, yeah. Next up with a tag match between the Hardy Boys and my favorite tag team in WWE right now, The Revival.
Yep, and it was a really good match, too.
Yeah, it was. That's because it's the Hardy Boys versus The Revival.
Both North Carolina boys. I'm a North Carolina girl, so that like I'm like, oh, North Carolina wrestling representing like what best match of the night. Just a little bit of subjectivity there, but you know.
Yeah, so the Hardys went straight after The Revival. They got the upper hand through the beginning of the matchup. The Revival managed to focus by focusing on Matt's knee. They pummeled him till he was hobbling. The Hardys nearly picked up a win, but they got the victory by having Wilder push Jeff off the top as he went for a senton.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dawson went into a roll-up or a regular pin and grabbed the tights.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't hit Shat Machine on them.
Fantastic, considering they're like classic heels.
Yeah. Because we're taking this from the Bleacher Report article, just so you know. So one of the memorable moments I want to go over is that the fans... Where was this? I don't remember where it was. This week's Raw. But wherever they were, these rounds were Smarky. Or Marky. I get those confused. The fans were chanting Brother Nero at Jeff. Which, if you didn't know, was his name when the Hardys were broken. It was Broken Matt and Brother Nero. So...
This shows you how over this gimmick is. Like, the fact that they cheer their old name shows how over this gimmick is. And the reason why Matt, like, they said, like, there's so much talk saying, oh, yeah, Matt says, like, this is not going to go over smoothly if he does not get what he wants, you know.
Which is the gimmick.
Yes, he's going to be absolutely pissed, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get it. Like, this gimmick is really over. Like, to have an entire crowd not even cheer their WWE name.
Like this crowd wasn't chanting Jeff; they were chanting Brother Nero.
Yeah, and it had that. It's not like it happened like once. That's happened several times. Like they almost cheer that like in almost every city they go to now. Like it's just a thing that you remember the Hardys, blah 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 blah. And they're like, no, I haven't seen that. Well, see this, and they're like, oh, look at this thing. This is like way better than what they were doing in the WWE.
It's like last week. Obviously, we didn't review it, but the Hardys were talking about how they got beat by Sheamus and Cesaro at Great Balls of Fire, and the crowd popped huge when they were complaining about being broken and battered, and Jeff said that people in the locker room were telling them to fade away and classify themselves as obsolete. The building exploded when he said that. Like, people want this gimmick. He said the whole
statement. He said maybe we should just fade away and classify ourselves as obsolete.
Yeah, and the building...
That is legit. He said the whole thing.
Yeah, and then after that, talking about the promo from last week, Gallows and Anderson came out, said some stuff, and then Matt started listing off, like, we're cut, we're taped, blah, blah, blah. Some may call us broken, and then the building exploded again. Because he did the arm thing as well, I think, when he said broken. Or, like, yeah, I think they both did it when he said broken. which was amazing.
He is teasing so hard. It's insane. Like, the fact, like, really, this thing will blow up. As soon as WWE, once they get their hands on this gimmick, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I feel like they're going to almost be forced to, like, basically, their money. And WWE care about their money. Even though they care about their big guys, they really care about their money. AKA, Vince cares about his money.
The rumor for a while was that when they got the Broken gimmick, they'd split the Hardys up. Jeff would do Jeff Hardy and Matt would do Broken Man. But from the amount of people are begging for Brother Nero, they might have to do the Broken Hardys as the team.
Yeah.
Which I think would be amazing.
If they started doing, like, I don't know. It would just be so weird for them to, like, both feud as Broken. But it would be, like, the greatest thing ever, you get what I'm saying?
What, so you'd have Brother Nero feuding with Broken Man?
Yeah. For the WWE title. Or the Universal title, in this case.
Man, if the rumors are true and Brock is dropping that at SummerSlam, I hope, when WWE get the rights to the Broken gimmick, that we have a member of the Broken Hardys going up against whoever the champion is. Even if it's Roman, it would be brilliant.
Like, I wish that the tag division had a little bit more going on so the title could feel that more prestigious, because at this point it's like, okay, we have to use these people. We have to utilize our division because we don't have so many people in it. And we only have one face team right now. That being the Hardys. So, like, someone needs to turn. They already broke up Enzo and Cass. That was a face team. But now, like, legitimately every team on Raw is heel.
I don't know why they haven't just bit the bullet yet and just turned the Revival face. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
Like, they get face reactions everywhere they go, unless it's, like, a city that isn't too high on wrestling. Like, when we get that SummerSlam match between the Hardys and Revival, which is gonna happen, you know Revival are gonna get a babyface pop when they walk out.
Yeah.
And then when they hit Shatter Machine on the Hardys and pin them, because you know they will.
Dash and Dawson. And everyone just loves Dash's country accent, his North Carolina country accent.
Are you proud of that?
I'm like, North Carolina, but you know, of course, my boy Cal here is like, but UK wrestling.
See, you got North Carolina. The UK, we have WWE's match of the year so far. We got Pete Dunne vs. Tyler Bate, and we have them in our country. We have
Ric Flair. No arguments. There's nothing else you can say. We have Ric Flair.
Are you sure? Because
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure if I had the time, I could think of someone. I can think of a list of people that are better than Ric Flair. Like, to group together, they'd be better than Ric Flair.
From the UK.
Yeah.
And Regal. Popular.
Regal. William Regal's pretty popular. The Bulldog. British Bulldog. Bearing in mind
William Regal isn't as popular. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We shouldn't be arguing about this. Like, this will go on forever.
No, I'm fine with arguing. I don't care. Bulldog, Regal. Like, these guys collectively. I'm talking about collectively. Like, if you look at it collectively, the most over talents that the place has ever had, you have Ric Flair.
Well, let's be fair here. North Carolina is a state. UK is an entire country. Get on it.
Yeah, North Carolina is probably the size of the United Kingdom.
I don't care. Get on it.
Alright, no, they have Ric Flair. That's about it. The UK have guys who are really over.
They have the Hardy Boys. They have Dash and Dawson.
The Hardy Boys. Revival, they get iffy reaction place to place. I personally mark out whenever I see them because I think they're talent, but they get some places they go, they get dead reactions.
What's the biggest state in terms of wrestling? Like, not country, but just like state, I guess, for the US.
Chicago.
Really?
They're always super loud. I assume Chicago. Which mean the most people out of there.
I mean, in terms of like talent that are from there. Yeah, talent from there.
Oh no, they're not Chicago.
Markiness.
Not Chicago. I don't know. LA maybe?
It's hard to say. I mean, wrestlers come from all over the state.
I also Samoa.
Huh?
Samoa.
Florida? Oh.
Because the amount of bloody Samoans there are. It's annoying, man. So I found out recently, I didn't know this, but Roman Reigns isn't even full Samoan. He's half Samoan. He's not even full Samoan. It annoys me. Anyway, finishing up Raw after half an hour.
Yeah, we were like just about to hit the final segment.
The final match. Roman Reigns taking on Samoa Joe. I can't say it like him because I don't have that sexy voice.
Samoa Joe.
He says it like
You'll
Samoa.
never be Samoa Joe to me.
Yeah, they had a match. It was what you think it'd be. It was two big, strong dudes fighting. Not tall dudes, but like... Joe's an athletic fat guy, and Roman's Roman. So they brawled for a while. Joe was in control most of the match. Like, they're playing Joe as a tough dude.
And the thing is that, like, people were, like, expecting this huge Roman come around, and, like, quite a bit of people didn't think that Braun was going to come out and save everything.
And then he did, and he beat both of them up.
Yeah, and it was just like, yay!
Although, the downside might be that technically Roman won by DQ.
I mean, yeah, but, like, they just mean, like, a legitimate, pinfall victory, tap out. Even though, like, Roman's totally getting that title. But, because they're going to probably make it a fatal 4-way.
Yeah. Watch him.
I'm not sure what their plans are.
Braun.
For SummerSlam.
If Roman gets the belt for at SummerSlam, I don't think he's going to pin Brock.
Oh, most definitely not. It'll be a fatal 4-way for a reason. He's already pinned Braun before.
He'll pin Braun. I don't think he'll pin Joe or Brock.
Even though it would totally hurt Braun's, like, if Braun was pinned, it would really hurt him.
Yeah, but it's going to hurt anyone who's pinned. Although if the ruling about Brock
it wouldn't hurt Samoa Joe as much as it would hurt Braun, because Braun is supposed to be, like, this bigger-than-life beast. Like, Joe is a beast, but Braun is supposed to be like, ooh, oh my goodness, look at that. It's a freaking towering building,
True. But then again,
like,
if the rumors about Brock
Joe has
more
experience.
Yeah, because Joe's been doing it for years.
Yeah, but Braun is just different. It's more like in terms of, hey, this is an ultra beast, it's like a literal giant. It's just supposed to basically, he's a monster heel. Should be a monster face because he, like, totally dodged, like, death.
Yeah. The way I think about it is, Samoa Joe's a mini boss in, like, a Castlevania game. And then Braun is, like, a boss.
Yeah.
Braun's like Dracula in Castlevania, and Samoa Joe is like Death. Castlevania's weird. Nah, it is. In Castlevania, Death is Dracula's bitch. It makes no sense. Anyway, enough about Castlevania. We mentioned Jordan and the Angle stuff. So on to SmackDown.
Yeah, we just went on and blended that in there. Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna get more Nutjob ads. Wow, how did the Nutjob get a sequel? Oh my god.
Oh, I know, you put that in the... Oh, I know, that's a little bit after SmackDown. Okay. Everything's kind of smushed together, so it got kind of mixed up.
Do you have your Discord on full screen?
Oh, no, I'm using it on my phone.
Oh, I'm using it on my PC, because my phone's...
My computer's off on the side, but it's because I'm using the booth right now.
Booth?
It's just a miniature, like a portable one that I crafted myself.
Oh, you're playing Minecraft as well.
I was trying to make it sound sophisticated. Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally not. It's much cheaper than, like, paying for one, though. Like, having someone else make it for you.
I'm just happy that managed to shut down you trying to make it sophisticated by relating it to Minecraft. Anyway, so SmackDown kicked off again with the B Championship on the show, the WWE Championship. Try telling me it's not when it's kicking off every single SmackDown. It kicked off last week in a match against Ty Dillinger. And this week it kicked off in a promo. It's the B. Did he even have a match this week? I forget.
What do you mean?
Jinder.
Yeah, he fought Ty Dillinger in, like, a pretty much a squash match. Like, not a squash match, but, like... Huh?
That was last week.
Oh yeah, that was last week. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, sorry. I remember that because everyone was like, "Poor Ty," because the Punjabi prison was out there at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
he walked out to the prison. He did his promo. Yeah.
While you were gone, by the way, I read the title of an article on the Bleacher Report site. This kind of relates to SmackDown because it's about John Cena. If any of you wants to know, John Cena keeps himself hairless from the ears down.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
Yeah. Don't like no bush. Anyway. Jinder brought the Punjabi prison to SmackDown Live, and it kicked off the show for some reason. He stood in the middle of the ring, cut an anti-America promo. Then Orton came out, started talking about how Mahal was an idiot for locking himself inside a cage with Orton, as he slowly climbed the outside of the prison. And then he just sat on top and said, "I'ma beat you." Because lol.
I mean, I don't feel like the presentation was bad. Like, overall, it was honestly a pretty mess segment. But, like, I feel like the presentation was pretty decent. And they both delivered on the mic pretty well. It just is not as hyped as it's not.
Should have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember watching
it's just
the
kind
promo.
Of there.
And Jinder gave the worst analogy ever. Because he said he was going to Kalas. Is that what his finish is called? The Kalas?
He was going to what now?
You know his finish. What's it called? Is it the Kalas?
Dude, I don't know what it is.
That sounds right. I'm going to call it the Kalas. He said he was going to Kalas Orton off the outer shell. And onto the floor outside the cage. I don't think he realizes that if he did that, Orton would touch the floor first and win. He legitimately says in the promo, essentially, "I'm going to give you the win by dropping you off a cage." So, that's a little bit of thing. Jinder admitted that he'd lose. So, maybe he's losing a battleground.
If you take it in that way, you probably meant out of the first layer, you know?
But the first layer is you need to crawl through a hole.
Huh?
The first layer is you gotta crawl through a hole.
Yeah.
So how could he Kalas him through a hole?
To be completely fair, I don't know all the rules of the Punjabi prison.
I vaguely remember
when you get out of the hole, that you have to make it out of the entire thing. You have to make it out of the second layer too before you
I know
win.
The first thing is a small hell in a cell that you need to crawl out of. And then the outer thing is a steel cage.
Yeah.
That's all I know about it. And I know it's stupid. Anyway, so next up, we had Kofi Kingston take on Jimmy Uso.
I was actually cool with this because I like.
It was a decent match.
Yeah.
I'd like tag matches a lot more recently because they've been really good, especially in NXT. That might be just
I like tag matches when they're actual tag teams. Like the fact that this main event was Joey Styles. He's not a wrestler. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura facing Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens. That's just them. To me, that's lazy booking. That's them not wanting or / not knowing what to do to progress the story further. So they're just just throw them in a tag match.
Fair point. Anyway, scrolling back. It was a decent match. It could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Jimmy beat Kofi after Jay distracted him. Or Jay distracted the rest of New Day. And Jimmy got a roll-up to get the win.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool.
And then next is the greatest love I've ever known. I know that I'm
hate
really
his
out of
tights.
Tune. I can totally sing in tune, but that was intentionally terribly out of tune.
I hate his tights.
What? Because they're the opposite of the Heartbreak Kids?
I didn't even notice that, but yeah. No, they just look like a small child made them.
They look like what made them?
A small child. It just irks me. Anyway, we had Sami Zayn take on the debuting Mike Kanellis with Maria Kanellis, obviously, because they're married. This was good, but it could have been so much better for a debut.
I feel like it was pretty solid, but this is the thing. It was really cool when they were in TNA because there was no other duo like them. But now it's like everyone, like, now that they're in the WWE, they're just like, oh, well, they're just Miz and Maryse all over again.
Which is why I wish they were doing the Miracle gimmick, but they're not.
Yeah.
Because
it would at least be
like,
somewhat different.
That. Although WWE don't care in NXT because technically TNA own the right to the name the Claymore Kick, but WWE start calling Drew's kick Claymore, so I don't think they care.
Yep, they don't care.
Except when it's Broken Hardys, because people actually want that.
And that's a gimmick that like people will pay for.
Yeah.
Drew is one of those wrestlers that just don't have a gimmick, but he just kicks butt,
Yeah. He had such a PG promo after that match as well.
Yeah, he had a pretty cool promo after his match, but I should not talk about that yet because that's
yeah, that's why I'm being very coy.
Yep. I gotta open this on my other device because my phone's dying. Well, my computer.
Okay.
Computer.
Anyway, the match was kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
Which shows it. And Zane set Mike up in the corner for the haluva kick. He backed up, and before he broke into a sprint, Maria jumped in the way, not letting him do it. After which, Mike got a lovely right onto Zayn. It looked really nice. Like, dude can throw a convincing punch.
Yeah.
And nailed him with a Samoan driver.
Sami Zayn is a really good seller, to be fair.
Yeah, and then he nailed him with a Samoan driver, which is now called True Love or the Power of Love or something.
Isn't it like his same finisher? I believe it is.
Huh?
I used to watch TNA like every week, when it was good. I believe that that was his finisher in TNA too.
Finish, but it used to be called Miracle in Progress or something.
Yeah, it was.
And since he's, not the Miracle anymore, they can't call him Miracle in Progress. So I think it's called bloody Power of Love.
Yeah.
After that,
this is the funny thing. Like, comparing the Mike and the Miz and that's makes it even more funny because that's the Miz's real voice. That's the real
the Mike and the Miz. Name.
It's Mike and Mike. Basically, it's literally like that sports show, Mike and Mike.
Okay, so comparing
Mike
Kanellis
and Mike
with
Mizanin.
the Miz.
Well,
Kanellis and the Miz.
Yeah, Miz is like better on the mic than Mike. Wow.
Miz is better on the mic than Kanellis. But Kanellis is better in the ring than Miz.
Yeah, and of course, even though it's almost not fair, Maria is better on the mic than Maryse. But to be fair, this is Maryse's second language.
Yeah, Maryse is French.
Well, Maria's a better actress, and she's been around longer than Maria too, even though kind of the same age. Maria's just a little bit older, but still, they both have their things. Maria is better because she's been around longer, and Miz is just better on the mic. Mike isn't bad, but the Miz. Mike isn't bad
better
on the mic.
Mike isn't bad on the mic, but he's better than the Miz. But still,
he's not as good as the
Miz
other.
Miz is better than Mike on the mic. Oh, I beg they don't have a feud at some point.
If you use their real name.
If one of them goes face and they have a feud at some point, oh my god.
This mic isn't as good as that mic on the mic, but this mic is pretty good.
It's better in the ring than that
mic.
Than Mike,
Mike,
And then they bring in Mike Elgin.
He's like, how did I get here? I was in Japan 2 minutes ago.
It's like, WWE offered you more money, it's fine. You're a big man, okay. Vince will like you. Next up, Renee Young conducted an interview with her guest at this time, as a reference, Chad Gable, about the fact that Jaden Jordan is Kurt Angle's son.
I'm glad that they at least acknowledge it, though. Sometimes they just do stuff and be like, oh, well, that happened. All right, then. Okay, Chad Gable, time for your singles match.
The funny thing is, they didn't tell Gable about this either. Like, he didn't know. Like, when they announced it on Twitter, he was like, wait, what? And he was really confused. They didn't tell him he didn't have a tag partner anymore. Just like, nah.
I'm just glad they at least acknowledge it. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, okay, on to business, I mean, of course, they were pretty over, so I guess they had to at least acknowledge it, If it was like something that was small and it was like, oh, whatever, they'll know that we just totally ignored it, but we don't care.
Man, it sucks that in 2017, the main roster has been robbed of not only a match between Revival and American Alpha, but a match between American Alpha or Revival against DIY.
I'm just like, how does it feel to be buried, like, 3 times by the same person? And then, like, after you finally get up there, you had the feud with Roman. Like, what does that feel like? Rosev knows what that feels like. To be buried by John Cena 3 times, and then, like, once you finally get back on top of the mountain, Roman buries you.
And then when you come back again from injury, Cena buries you again, because that's what's happening. Next up, Rusev jumped John Cena from behind.
What makes it even worse is the fact that he was going to get a world title push.
I know, they were going to give a world title match.
And then you see someone who was, like, even more than a dropper than you, who lost to Bloody Hornswoggle.
Can I point out real quick? This is referencing something later on. But after the incident with Shane, I'm not going to say what it was, just the incident with Shane, Rusev on Twitter, I found it hilarious, he tweeted, "This is what happens, Shane, when you ignore my demands." Just so setting himself up to get, like, heel heat, and it was brilliant. Anyway, Cena hit the ring to give a normal John Cena America's Good Yay promo. And then Rusev jumped in from nowhere and hit him in the accolade. Yeah.
And then Cena tapped out. Like, oh my gosh, like freaking Cena tapped out. You see when Cena tapped out? He totally did tap out. Yeah, guys, he didn't tap out. He didn't. Cena doesn't tap out.
Also, he's winning the flag match.
Please don't bury him again, John. I mean, I know America, like, you can't be failing America because you're John Cena.
Well, they need to, because Jinder's winning the title match. They need America. Why can't they just have America with AJ beating Kevin Owens?
What about Kevin Owens?
Why can't they just have America by having AJ Styles beat Kevin Owens? Have that be America. For the America. Can we rename the United States Championship the America title, please? I prefer that name. Just the America. Next up, we had a women's singles match, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I was watching NXT again, but probably because they haven't been in the ring together in a singles match in that long.
Since Mania, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I think from Mania onwards, Becky was always doing something else. Yeah, because it was like tag matches.
Yeah, that's the other thing too that I was happy about. Like, this is the thing. Like, SmackDown has been doing pretty good everywhere else, but even though Raw has been doing an absolutely terrible job of it, and they've been making really stupid decisions with, like, Sasha Banks being on 205 Live 1 week and being the bloody contender just a few weeks later. But at least they were actually having singles matches and they were actually having actual stories. But now they're just like, okay, we have like 5 or 6 women to use on the roster. Let's just freaking throw them in. Like, let's not even have number 1 contenders matches. Let's just throw them all in these multi-man/woman tag matches and throw them in these like large gimmick matches. Like, it's just they haven't really written anything. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, hey, just throw them all in a match. Just put them all in there.
Can I just say that Naomi isn't wrestling on Battleground?
Sorry, you broke up.
Oh, Naomi's not defending her title at Battleground. Like, that's not happening.
What is it, like a contender match at Battleground?
Yeah, it's a fatal 5-way elimination. To determine the number 1 contender for SummerSlam. I hate it, man. Anyway, Becky made Charlotte tap.
Which was pretty cool how they foreshadowed that, you know.
Yeah, and then Tamina came out with Lana, and they beat Becky and Charlotte up.
But
and then Lana
looked
really confused.
for that segment, it's really funny to me. Like, to me, that is just overall like really bad on the mic. But even though she's absolutely terrible, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh man, this terrible is way better than your previous terrible. So she actually did like a pretty okay delivery of her lines this time, and I was like, okay, good for you, Tamina.
Like,
Single
well
index
done.
finger clap. I'm like, you didn't just like make it like it was like pretty bad and it was like almost cringe, but it was like congratulations on being like not totally cringe but like almost being cringe.
Exactly.
Finger clap.
To end SmackDown, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura attacked once again as they did during Shinsuke's first match in WWE. God, this was the same match, but Corbin is replacing Dolph Ziggler.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. But the finish was different because the faces lost. It was boring. I didn't enjoy it. It was boring.
I mean, that's because I told you tag matches like they just too many of them just kill everything. Like yeah, I mean, I guess it was pretty cool. They should have made it like a handicap match, hairline versus no hairline. You know who wins that?
Yeah, they should have. Anyway,
AJ Styles' Amazing Kid versus Baron Corbin.
Moving on to some more news of the week. Vince McMahon has entered the part of the year where he wants to rehire former members of the old rosters. This time round, it includes Rey Mysterio, who they're apparently in deep talks with, talking about scheduling a match now, so Mysterio seems likely to make a return again, which is nice. It's cool. He'll probably be lumped with the Cruiserweights.
I hope not. Like, honestly, he's like, you can tell he's a vet. Like,
I hope he is.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I hope he is.
Oh, actually, they do need it, technically. They need him way more than Mysterio,
Man, Mysterio versus Neville? Do you not want that?
I do.
Yeah. That's the only reason I want it. Mysterio and Neville. They're in talks with
this is
John
weird
Morrison.
Once I think about it. Why isn't Kalisto in the CWC? Like, he showed up a few times on Raw. He's like one of the tiniest people, but he's not in the CWC. Sorry, the Cruiserweight division. I guess
because he's busy committing identity theft of Drago. Right? Just remember that.
Okay, then. Yeah. I guess he's surfing the indies and he's taking Drago's place whenever, like...
Exactly.
He doesn't want to wrestle or something.
Exactly.
And then, like, they split it 50-50.
Yeah. They're also in talks with
something, except, like,
Johnny Mundo, former John Morrison in WWE. No word on how far that's gone. And what I feel is the big surprise, although him and Vince apparently had a decent relationship, it was him and Triple H. Vince has apparently sent feelers to talk to see how he'd feel to come back to the company.
Yeah.
These have gone to CM Punk, the man who is suing a member of WWE staff right now.
Yep.
Do you have an opinion on this?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like, usually, if... This is the thing. And Palace didn't even know this whenever... Well, he's the guy who's over the show's on. People know who Palace is. Palace didn't even know that because he was just like, oh, well, Bret Hart came back even after it was really ugly. But I was like, yes, but Punk declined a very short appearance, like just to do like a quick little match or whatever for a 5-star wrestling event, and that was $1 million, like just like that.
No, that wasn't a short match. They wanted him for a tournament.
Huh?
They wanted him for a tournament.
Sorry, you keep breaking up on the important part, and it's really annoying.
They wanted him for a tournament.
Oh, for a tournament. A tourney.
Yeah.
I thought it was a match.
And assuming if he's in it, he'd win.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he said no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know those details. I thought he was just like a one-match dealing, and they were just like, we're willing to put all this money into CM Punk because we know that we'll get it back, Because people are going to pay to see
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to give my opinion on it because Punk is straight personally my favorite wrestler of all time. Like, my opinion on it is I want him to come back. I know he's not going to because I kept up with the situation because he's my favorite wrestler. So like I know I'd love for him to come back and feud. I'd love to see him take on guys like Samoa Joe, who he's had a 5-star match with in the past. Take on guys like AJ Styles, Neville, Seth. I think it'd be brilliant, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, I think he will. I think, time heals all wounds. Warrior came back. Brett came back. Lesnar came back. Like, Angle's come back. Everyone comes back to WWE. I think he'll come back eventually. But not this soon.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next up, I dabbled on a little bit earlier. Shane McMahon had a helicopter crash near Long Island.
It was just so bizarre too. It was just like one day, because me and Cal, we often look up just WWE news. We just type in WWE and see what comes up, and I'm like,
yeah,
Shane McMahon was in a helicopter crash. Oh, crash.
The helicopter got caught in a Styles clash, just randomly. Yeah, so this is just what we do. It's called. My excuse is I research for this. That's the excuse I have. Now.
Okay.
Even though I don't, I do it because I'm bored. Luckily, they landed on the water, everything was fine, and Shane was completely injury-free. Thank God. It would be terrible if he got hurt in a crash.
Yeah.
And it just would be. So, thankfully he was fine. And obviously Rusev said...
how tragic would it have been if something serious happened to him? That would have been really freaking tragic.
Oh yeah, especially since it was the day they had to film. The day of SmackDown. Or the day after or something.
And Vince McMahon would Vince comes off as this really serious person on TV, but I feel like he really has the love for his family, feel me? He would be of course that's his son, He would be seriously freaked out if something serious would have happened to him. He probably would have freaking fussed somebody out, the people that are supposed to be saving,
man,
people whenever stuff like that happens. But anyways,
it just makes me think, what would Battleground have been like if Shane had, and this would have been more situation, had he not made it out of that crash, and it was a dangerous crash, and he not make it out alive?
It's
would Battleground have continued? Because that's the thing with wrestling.
With the WWE, they have this thing where they say, the show must go on, but it's never happened. Nothing serious has happened to the point where it's okay, a family member of someone in the company, not someone in the company, but the person that owns the company, died.
The wrestling's had so many deaths. Guerrero, Benoit is a bit iffy now. But at the time, before people knew what it was upsetting. Then it kind of wasn't, because he kind of killed some people. I gotta say it how it is. Yeah, Eddie, Piper, Warrior especially, because he died 2 days after getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That was really freaking tragic. I remember that,
especially since his promo the day before he died.
Yeah,
was so that. I kind of think he knew. I think he knew, but
it's one of those things.
A McMahon has never died.
Yeah.
That's a TV talent. Obviously, Vince
the last
Senior
time that probably happened was Vince's father.
Vince Senior.
No one even knows when that happened. Honestly.
Even then, I don't think that was before a big pay-per-view event. This would have been Shane dying the Wednesday, either the Tuesday of SmackDown or the Wednesday after, and then leading straight into an event that weekend.
The idea of that is just so freaking depressing. I don't even think about that.
I know, man.
Oh my god.
And guess what we're moving on to next?
Oh wow, it just gets better, doesn't it?
We've touched on this a little bit. Paige, I was thinking back to earlier, may be charged with battery, because apparently somehow it got twisted. And now she's abusing him.
I guess.
I don't know. And if she's convicted, she will be released from her contract, obviously.
Yep. It's gonna be so weird with the movie and everything. Though, it's like, are they just gonna like totally be like, okay, Rock, this is your thing, even though we could make so much money from this? It's like it's like, I don't know. It's so freaking weird because it's like, they have to maintain contractual obligations regardless of the fact that, hey, we can make a whole lot of money from this, so we don't want other people getting notoriety from this. And The Rock is a WWE wrestler, a former WWE wrestler, so it would be really weird if Paige
just a bit iffy.
Yeah, it's just messy. Like, if Paige gets picked up by... Well, she probably wouldn't get picked up by GFW. I don't know. Because Alberto is technically still suspended while they're investigating. It's really... No one knows anything. Except for them, probably.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have that title. It's just weird, man.
It's just really weird because they thought it was him at first, but now it's like, wait, what? It's Paige? But, we can't unsuspend him because, it's technically still under investigation. It's just a bunch of
He's still under investigation, but apparently she's committed battery as well, so. Moving on to the best show of the week in pro wrestling.
It was freaking... I feel like I was watching the indies. Well, I technically was. Like, come on.
NXT was...
Look at the freaking card. Like, we were watching the indies.
If you didn't know, I'm going to run down the card matches real quick without saying who they were. It's Ember Moon taking on Ruby Riott. Then we had Oni Lorcan taking on British pro wrestler Danny Burch. And then
then we had... I haven't seen him since the tournament.
No Way Jose taking on Cesar Bononi. Bononi, yeah. And then it ended with Drew Galloway, because I refuse to call him Drew McIntyre if he's just being Drew Galloway in WWE, taking on Killian Dane. And... this was good. I loved NXT this week.
It was amazing. And, Ruby Riott, I don't know why. Why did this feel like this was, one of her best matches in the WWE? This singles match just felt absolutely wonderful. And her selling was, on point.
Looking through the grades from this, of the 4 matches that happened, 3 of them were given A's.
You got an A.
And 1 B. Which is still pretty good.
That's a 3.75 GPA.
I don't know what that is, because I'm English.
But yeah, it was a really solid match. It was so fluid too. I don't know. I genuinely have you been regularly watching NXT and seeing Ruby Riott's matches and everything?
Yeah, NXT is what I regularly watch. I woke up this morning, checked my TV, and realized I haven't watched the past 6 Raw or SmackDowns. I've just caught the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I've watched every single NXT.
Because it's worth it. And it's just been getting better and better each week. It's crazy.
And the only NXT I ever miss is the ones after the TakeOver shows.
There was a weird period when I was not watching NXT because I just got behind. I don't even remember who was in the roster around that time. But that was the only period ever since 2015 when I first started watching that I just stopped watching.
Well, that was the period where NXT was kind of average. It was when they gutted the roster for the first time. And it was all that was left was Shinsuke. And then Rude came in, luckily. But for a time it was really Ugh.
Because, Trips is constantly signing people, constantly looking for people. Everyone, it's that old thing, back in 2011, it's hide your kids, hide your wife. It's NJPW and ROH are just hide your talents.
Well, that's the reason Redragon, reportedly Adam Cole and Donovan Dijak haven't got to WWE sooner.
Triple H is looking for you. He's gonna find you.
They just left, and Ring of Honor were like, no, you can't talk to them. It's contract tampering. Which is why they've backed off for so long. They kind of backed them off for a couple months. Smart move in ROH, though. Let them die down a little bit so they're not hot shit. Yeah, this match was really good to kick off the show.
I think it's really weird how we got on... Oh, wait, no. It's not weird because, technically, WWE right now is composed of so much ROH talent in NJP. Not as much NJPW, but they're just starting to really take NJPW talent.
Well, Okada last week was backstage on Raw and SmackDown, so...
that was just to talk to old buddies because he was in town. It was just it just so happened that they were in California when they were in California because that's where they're going to go to the dojo.
Could he have happened to have a conversation with the Trips or the Vince about, hey, when your New Japan contract's up, give us a call. You're good. Give us a call.
And Okada's like, nah. Like Okada has made statements like several times that he's just like not interested. I mean, to be fair, he's the top guy in JPW. Like he's the golden boy. Like
yeah, but everybody.
Huh?
I'll be shocked if Okada never once is reported to be in negotiations with WWE. There's no way he'll never get in negotiations with them. He may never go to them, but he will have talks with them about maybe going there.
Hey, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I've just heard so much of him like stating that he's very devout to NJPW.
Anyway, yeah, the match between Moon and Riot ended obviously with the Eclipse.
But the cell was the best thing. Did you see that bloody cell? I had to send like the timestamp and everything.
The cell was pretty damn good.
It was insane. Like
fish.
It was like a combination. I told you it was like a combination of. Do you remember the Neville cell? Like when Neville was like he was legit like shaking like a fish. Like
yeah.
Yes. Like that cell was just the best thing. The whole match was just freaking solid, but that cell just like it was icing on the cake with the cherry on top.
Next up with Oney Lorcan taking up Danny Burch. This is any like brawler wrestler fan's dream come true.
Like if you hit a bunch of like excessive flips.
This is a very Revival. Revival loved this match, I get the feeling. With the whole no flips, just fists thing. They very much beat the living shite out of each other.
I just wonder how, honestly, it was perfect. They took someone, even though America has a variety of different wrestling styles, like, no. They essentially took an American brawler and they took a British brawler and they just threw them together.
And it made magic.
My only concern is that, like, just in the span of a few weeks, even though, of course, we know these are tapings, like, Lorcan has, like, made people bleed, their nose bleed, like, 2 times. He, essentially, I don't know what happened, but it looked like he almost broke, Hideo Itami's nose. And then he busted over, Danny Burch's nose this time, too, with the uppercut.
They're letting him do it, so. Hey. I mean, he's over, like.
Yeah, they didn't stop this match, though. Maybe because it wasn't as bad. Like, his nose was bleeding, but it didn't look like his nose was crooked. Like Hideo Itami's was.
Yeah, they started trading upcuts, though.
And the blood wasn't continuously running either, I don't think so. I don't think it was, like, running as bad as it was for
At one point, Burch caught a lariat on Lorcan and then nailed him with a powerbomb, which looked pretty nice. And Lorcan
and then we're going to get a number 2.
Lorcan got a win.
Yep, Lorcan wins.
Only one with a half Boston Crab. Why it was that, I don't know. I hate that move.
I didn't hate it. It was just, it's funny to me. It's like they're both in black gear. It reminds me of NJPW, how like all the young lions wear black gear and they have like this really generic moveset. And so
I don't hate the match. I just hate a half Boston Crab.
It was funny to me, but at least the transition was smooth. Like they made it like look nice, you know?
Yeah. And Lorcan tapped him out.
Yep.
Next up, No Way Jose took up Cesar Bononi. I'm never going to learn to say that dude's name.
Another MMA guy.
Yeah, he did MMA. I just crushed a fly on my monitor. Anyway.
You know Vince loves him. He's an MMA guy and he's like 6'6". Oh.
Yeah, but Triple H is like, okay, no, we're going to bury you faster. Vince can't do shit with you.
He's like, I'm going to make you take these L's before Vince makes you, like, win every match.
Yeah. After picking up a win against Almas, Cesar took up a match against No Way Jose, who, to be fair, like, this arc makes a good point. Jose's been missing for a little while, hasn't he? Like, he hasn't been there. They had a pretty decent match. It wasn't as good as any of the other matches. It was definitely the worst match of the night.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to look at the card, like
he just got lumped on a brilliant card.
The thing that really I guess set it off was what happened after the match, and I don't know why. It's just that they look really good together. Like they're this really attractive Latino couple. I guess you're talking about in terms of a man and a woman.
By and Latinos, she means Andrade Almas and recently departed member of the roster, Austin Aries' fiance.
It's really weird too because it's like as soon as she came in and like really got cemented, Austin like left 1 week before that.
Yeah, strange.
But it was good. Like she made it look like she was like, I don't know. She was like she was like an ornament or something like that, like on a very fancy dish or something, you know?
Yeah.
She made it look real. You know, she has experience with that. I mean, she has to be a pretty good actress to have been in the role of AJ, you know, in the movie.
Yeah.
Or at least decent. But she was. I saw the clip whenever they finished recording everything. She was pretty decent. She had she didn't sound like her, and of course she doesn't look like her perfectly, but she had down like AJ's mannerisms and things like that. Have you seen the clip?
I saw the clip, yeah. I saw that clip. Yeah, she's.
But yeah, this is kind of weird. I guess more referring to Gargano needing to have something to do, you know, for TakeOver.
Because Meltzer reported before the tapings that took place. I don't know if it was the newer ones or the other one. That he was going to be wrestling Almas, but it looks like Almas is going to take on Jose. Don't really know. And to end the match, or the night, we had a number 1 contenders match for Bobby Roode's NXT Championship. It was Drew Galloway.
This is just indies. Look at this.
He's Drew Galloway taking on Big Damo. Let's reference the indies. Killian Dane.
And it was, oh my goodness, this match was just great. Especially the way how it ended. How many of his finishers that it took. Like, that was storytelling in the ring right there.
Yeah, it was. So the match set up, it was 2 heavyweights brawling.
Yep.
And towards the end of the night, it got a more, like, separated. And I'm just going to say the finish, because go watch the match, it was really good. McIntyre, or Galloway even, pulled out the Future Shock. A lot of people were like, oh, he's not going to do it because of Dean Ambrose. No, he's going to do it. So he used the Future Shock. Dane kicked out at 1 from Drew's old finish. So Drew then gets up, runs over, smacks him with a Claymore kick. He kicks out again. So I believe the end of the match was him hitting Dane with another Claymore kick to the back of the head.
Yep.
Which put Killian down. And then he delivered a very PG Drew Galloway promo. To end
if you've seen his indie stuff and he has all these effing words and, you know, he has all these F-bombs and stuff, like he's like Drew effing Galloway is going to use an F-bomb in the indies. Like, it's just going to happen.
Yeah, like, I saw the match and listened to the promo, and it reminded me of the WCPW promo. So if you just Google, or go on YouTube and type in Drew Galloway WCPW promo, you'll find the one I'm talking about, where he just goes on for like 5-10 minutes. And I personally really like the promo. I thought it was pretty good.
Also, this is a bit of new news, but apparently, like, Pete Dunne has some more dates that he's taken, so it's pretty much confirmed that the UK show is going to be pushed even further down the line.
No, well, they were always going to be allowed to take dates. Like, that was never not going to happen. They were always going to be allowed to take dates.
Oh, that is true. But still, they are taking a long time with it. Like
that, and Dunne is still Progress champion, so.
But I didn't think anything that was going on, like in other promotions, really had much to do with it, since they were going to be traveling anyway.
No, well, if you watch the UK special, when Dunne comes out in the number 1 contenders match, he has the Progress title with him.
Yeah.
And obviously British Strong Style is still Progress tag champs.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, this match was amazing. I think the fact that they changed the entrance like the music really fits the era, I guess, of talent that's coming in. I don't know why, but when you think of indie wrestling, or like you have any knowledge of what indie wrestling is, you think of like metal music. You know what I'm saying? Like you think of like,
you do.
yeah, that's what you think of. So the music really kind of fits the era. If you know, get what
I
I'm
do
saying?
just wish though that they let Drew use the psychedelic "Wish It Away" theme, because I love that theme.
It really is amazing.
Like, I buy very few themes on iTunes. I bought that. Yeah, I bought that. What other themes do I have?
7 8 5 times I'm kidding the man, because I'm the man with the master plan. Who's that? I don't even know what goes together that part. I really don't. I don't remember all the
I just know that the start and the end of the song is both fuck. So.
Like they'd have to what you call it? Oh, that's the funny thing too. Triple H, even like MPG era, his like that part of his song where it's like run away from like a little bee or whatever, when he's talking about I'm the game, you know, play, like they never bleeped that, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, of course. Oh yeah, that his song has the F word in it, so they'd have to. Yeah.
Drew's song says fuck like 4 or 5 times.
Like that's the
Wish
word.
It
That's
Away
the first word.
But it's the intro is different to the one they used in wrestling shows. It's got like a classic, not a classical, but like a techno intro, and then it fades out and it just smashes you with
TNA.
The intro. I know in TNA they reversed it, so it said cuff, which didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, NXT was really, really good. Like,
yeah,
strangely good for NXT.
I wouldn't say strangely good, because like they've been.
I'd say strangely good.
Lately.
It was
well,
like
I would say lately,
level
but
of good.
Since not last week, the week before last, it was really good. Last week,
I'd say it was like if these matches were on a takeover show, I could imagine these matches happening on a takeover show.
Yeah.
This was a takeover level episode of NXT. Pardon me.
I guess saying of takeover level, even though this news it's kind of old, but it's like news that no one paid attention to much. There's talk that WWE is thinking about bringing back Saturday Night Main Event, and apparently that show, I guess it kind of has just a little bit of hype, only because it's known for having pay-per-view level matches. Even though whenever I was watching WWE, Saturday Night Main Event wasn't around when I first started watching, so I don't know much about it.
The main event I got was the one they brought in on Wednesdays and hyped up for 2 weeks. They hyped it for 2 weeks, and then it became the opposite to Superstars. That's all it was.
Moving
finishing.
on.
Do you want to move on to news, or do you want to ignore the news and predict Battleground and then wrap up?
I don't know. I don't have any predictions for Battleground. And honestly, like right now, I'm too hot to predict. Like I don't feel like thinking. Like what's that?
Nah, come on. I want to predict.
Huh?
I like predicting things.
You can predict if you want to. I'm too hot to be thinking. I like no. What is it, like 90 degrees outside? I don't know, but it feels like it.
It's raining outside. What you said?
For me, it is.
Exactly, it's raining. You just admitted it.
No.
Yeah, I said it's raining outside. You're like, for me it is. You just said it's raining outside. I'm annoying, I know.
You could end off on what you call it, predictions. Like we have a few things that are kind of important.
Yeah, but this recording's hitting. It's gone 2.5 hours. Guarantee at least
it the last
3/4 of it is you not being there.
It doesn't have to be like discussed for a long time.
What, the topics?
Yeah, it's like little stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Other than like the Donovan Dodgejet thing that could be taught a little bit more about, but like other than that and Cena, you know. But I think, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, off the back of NXT, Brock Lesnar, the current Universal Champion as of this recording, his contract is set to expire after Mania 34. Everyone knows this.
Yep.
But he is keeping his options open, as he reportedly, if he drops the Universal title at SummerSlam, reportedly the plan is for him to go back to MMA. So, no, I don't know. I imagine him doing either or both, because it's Brock Lesnar. Also, talking about MMA news, Alberto El Patron steps down as president of Combate Americas, which is an MMA company, I assume, in Mexico.
Yep.
That he runs, obviously due to the issues with Paige going on right now. And it's just bad publicity.
Yeah.
On to some possible signing news. Former member of Ring of Honor, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Former Ring of Honor talent. I don't know if he won a title there or not. Did he?
Oh, did he what?
Win a title.
I'm not sure if he won a title, but he's known for being a really good athlete. Like, this guy moves like a cruiserweight. Like, he does like all the flips and stuff like the cruiserweights does. Like, he almost makes like, if he came to the main roster, they would be like, why would we watch the cruiserweights flip when we can watch big men flip? Because we like never see that.
And that man who moves like a cruiserweight, hits like a heavyweight, is Donovan Dijak, who is no longer taking indie bookings. And with rumors of a big name being at TakeOver, naturally, people's mind goes to Adam Cole. It could be Donovan Dijak.
Because he has the most media, I guess, buzzing around him, and the fact that he started... Like, I don't know. The last thing that I saw... The only reason why I even knew that Adam Cole was in this was because he was in the thumbnail. But it was a PWG event or whatever, at the beginning of July. But Donovan Dijak, he's taking him until, like, I think like the first week of August, and then he's done. Actually, no, that perfectly coincides with TakeOver being August 22nd. Or the 19th. Yeah, the 19th.
He could be walking into NXT.
He could very well be there at TakeOver. Because he said he's... Yeah, it very well could be him. Like, I don't know who else it would be, but like he stated, he's no longer taking indie bookies past the first week of August.
Either that or he's signed to GFW.
Yeah.
Lastly, before talking about Battleground, because it's the next event, John Cena has revealed that it was actually his idea to become a free agent on WWE TV. Because in his mind, he doesn't know how long he has left, and he wants to work both brands to put over the smaller talents. Not smaller guys, as in they're going to put Cena on 205 Live and have him put them over. Which would be brilliant, I think.
Yeah.
I prefer that now. Put him on 205 Live. No, he wants to put over guys like Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he was there, like, they'd get views. Like, you know they would. Yeah, I assume to put over guys like Finn. Hopefully not Jinder, and the rumors of him beating Jinder at SummerSlam are true. Because I hope he does. I don't like Jinder as champion. If you don't know what that's from, go watch episode 1. We'll listen to it and watch it, because there's editing for that. I don't like Jinder Mahal. Straight. Yes, he wants to put over lesser known guys, which is very commendable for the dude, considering his
especially considering his history.
Past. Yeah, like Nexus.
It's like when Shawn Michaels turned the new leaf.
When Michaels found God.
Exactly.
It took Michaels finding God to start putting guys over. Jesus. Anyway, people, this has been marking out whatever number this is. I'm going to stop numbering them now, because I forget.
I think this is... Is this 4? Yeah, this is 4. Like, last week was supposed to be 4, but, like, you know...
I don't know, but your audio quality dropped completely.
What do you mean?
Like, you're a lot more staticky now, and it's not from the fan or whatever.
I don't know.
Oh, well. Hopefully it doesn't contract your Audacity. Anyway, yep, thank you for listening or watching, whatever one you did. That's your choice. Have fun with the choice you made. This has been marking out whatever number. I'm just not keeping count anymore. I've been Cal. This is Brian's been with me this time.
Yep.
And have a good day, people.
Bye-bye.